Vasyl Lomachenko, who's considered an otherworldly talent, and guys like Rigondeaux and Walters and undefeated pound-for-pound type fighters quit against him. How do you find, it's hard enough, Mikey Garcia's fighting Errol Spence. How do you find an opponent that people believe can make a big fight, a guy who has a chance to beat Lomachenko, and then Teofimo Lopez shows up and starts knocking everyone out? Yeah. What do you think about an eventual fight with Lomachenko? Do you want one? How soon?
If it happens, it happens. Listen, what we're looking forward to is the world titles. Who has the world title right now? Lomachenko has a world title. Richard Comey has a world title. Mikey Garcia has the world title, but he's at 147 right now. So things like that. We're here to fight the world champions. We're here to win the world titles. It doesn't matter who it is.
But it does matter who it is because Comey is not Lomachenko, right? I mean, that's a different kind of fight. What do you think about Lomachenko? Lomachenko
is, of course, I feel like he does the same thing over and over again when it comes to footwork and moving to the same side. There's 3-4 ways to beat Lomachenko,
what are they?
But I can't say.
What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego in the back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, you guys heard it. Teofimo Lopez, he was on Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman, in case you guys didn't know, he has a new kind of podcasty type show. Like an in-studio show. ESPN gave him his own show. Kind of like Jim Lampley's The Fight Game. Hopefully not as biased as Jim Lampley's show. And for his guest, he had Teofimo Lopez. You guys heard what Fimo had to say. He talked about fighting Lomachenko. And I like what he said. He talked about a lot of stuff. He talked about Gervonta Tank Davis. He was saying that he don't feel like these guys are on his level. The Tevin Farmers, Gervonta Tank Davis, things like that. And he said he didn't get to see some of their fights, but he just, he said Tank did what he had to do. He didn't watch Jose Ramirez's fight, but he heard he looked bad. He said his dad was there, and his dad said he looked bad. But what you guys seen in the title, what I want to talk about is a fight with Vasyl Lomachenko. Now, it looks like Top Rank is perhaps letting this brew, because I've seen some talk from Lomachenko's side and also from Teofimo Lopez's side. So, this is something I guess they're really trying to do, or build up to. Teofimo, he's at 135. He's big at 135. He says that he plans on moving up. He said he's not going to stay at 135 and he's not going to wait for Lomachenko. He said he wants to fight for a title and he don't care who's in the way, whoever has a title. Comey has a title. He said Mikey Garcia has a title, but he's kind of absent because he's fighting Errol Spence Jr. Lomachenko has a title, etc. So he said he wants all the smoke, right? He talked about his last fight with Magdaleno, said it was personal. Magdaleno, I guess, said some stuff in the build-up where he was mocking like Honduran people. He's from Teofimo and his family are from Honduras. And he didn't like that, so he said he had to make an example. They talked about some of the showmanship, but I really want to talk about the Lomachenko stuff. He says he's down to fight. He said he could fight Lomachenko whenever, April. It don't matter. He said he's trying to fight. And he said if I'm calling myself a champion, then I got to fight these guys. Listen, I like the attitude. I know some people, they get upset and they get mad when they hear these young guys and young fighters who appear cocky, Ryan Garcia's and, Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo's and Tank Davis's and Devin Haney, and they call out big names. I actually like it. This young generation, they just trying to scrap and earn their stripes. And, I never understood why people get mad at people like Teofimo, fighters. Like, he's a fighter. Confidence is part of the game. You have to be confident. I don't see how you're going to last as a champion if you're not confident in yourself, your skill set, your team, your abilities. and your ability to execute and get the job done, stick to a game plan. I feel like these are all necessary evils to be a good champ, So I have no problem with Teofimo. Some people will say, oh, it's too premature. But at the end of the day, we don't really know until it actually happens and we see the fight. He also said Lomachenko's real. Max Kellerman made a comment like, hey, you're big for the division. And he said, yeah. And Lomachenko's real small for the division. So he's looking at Lomachenko as food. Now, I know Lomachenko recently responded and said he'll probably make Teofimo quit. I want to see this shit. Like I said, some people are going to say, oh, wait, no. They should wait. You're not ready, kid, and stuff like that. But, we got to be fair. And at the end of the day, who are we to say he has an amateur background? If his team really want it and he wants it, like I said, me personally, I would prefer this attitude as opposed to what's going on in the heavyweight division, what was going on in the welterweight division when Errol Spence was calling out a ton of people and it didn't look like none of them really wanted to fight him. So, I celebrate Teofimo's urgency. He has some pep in his step. He really wants to show people that he's the real deal and, test his skill and test himself. Same thing with Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia, when he first started calling out Errol Spence, I was like, nah, I don't know. But he was really serious about it. So who am I? Who am I to, stop a person from wanting their dreams? And, as it pertains to Teofimo versus Lomachenko, it's almost even hypocritical because Lomachenko came out of the amateur circuit and in his second fight, he challenged for a title, against Orlando Salido. So Teofimo has more than 2 fights. So how is it that when Lomachenko, him and his team felt confident, felt ready, felt like, they could give it a go in his second fight, people supported it. But then now Teofimo and his pops are confident, want to get the titles, want the names, and they think they could do damage in the division. People are saying, hey, kids, slow down, pump your brakes. Lomachenko, you're not ready. This, And like I said, ultimately, we don't know. The other thing why I give Teofimo, I look at the situation like this on a case-by-case basis. Who's doing this? Like, some guys truly should build up. Some guys should hold off a little bit and get their feet wet, dip their feet in because they're still developing. I think like Ryan Garcia, I don't think he should rush into a title right now. You switched and you're with Eddie Reynoso, Canelo's trainer and stuff. I feel like he has a lot of natural ability, so he just has to fine tune some of the fundamentals and not just rely on speed, not just rely on explosive power and stuff like that. But the way Teofimo's been looking, he's been looking like a powerhouse and he's been knocking out guys. We even had somewhat of a gauge in an opponent, Mason Menard, who fought Ray Beltran, fought Devin Haney, and then Teofimo blew him out in the first round. Now, it's not a super comparable comparison just based on the fact that Devin Haney beat Mason Menard before. Ray Beltran knocked him out before. So Teofimo got the version of Mason Menard that had already been stopped by both of them. You get what I'm saying? But either way, he's been looking exceptional, and I like his attitude. And I think he's sharp. I think he has skills. So I kind of want to see what he's really made of. And when you get a guy like Teofimo Lopez, it's kind of like a smart kid in a classroom. They're gonna end up getting bored if they're not challenged, if they're not learning, if where they're at mentally is ahead of maybe some of the other kids in the class and stuff like that. And I think that's kind of why Teofimo's kind of fidgety. Some guys just need to be challenged. And to me, I think it's kind of clear from what I've seen, and I'm pretty good with the eye test, kind of clear that Teofimo is above fighting the journeyman type guys. The guys that, he he should want to step up in competition. Now, is Lomachenko too much competition? You know, we don't know. It's a good fight. I like the fight. You know, Lomachenko wouldn't have the size advantage, but he has experience advantage for sure. Throws a lot of punches. Teofimo was saying that Lomachenko makes a lot of mistakes. He said he's not going to reveal because, you know, he don't want Lomachenko to hear and then try to correct him or something like that, you know, give away the game plan. But he thinks that Lomachenko's making mistakes out there that he could capitalize on. So, you know, we got to see. This division is getting pretty interesting though. But I like what I've seen from Teofimo. He's a beast. I want to see how he fares with Lomachenko. I don't think he has his opponent for April. Richard Comey is out because he injured his knuckle in his knockout of his last fight where he got the title. So that'll be a good fight. You know, another fight I wouldn't mind. I mean, I don't know if it'll happen with Top Rank and PBC and stuff, but Robert Easter and Teofimo, that could be a good scrap. You know, I just want to see Teofimo elevate the competition, and I think that's where his head's at too, him and his team. I just want to see, like, you know, how good he is. He looks ready. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.